If you're living in the Northeast and you hear the wind whipping around outside, you may think you live in one of the coldest spots in the storm, and it may be incredibly cold, but it is not Mount Washington in New Hampshire cold. That's the highest peak in the Northeast. Earlier, I spoke to someone who is there right now, right at the peak, Francis Tarazowitz. He's a weather observer and education specialist at Mount Washington Observatory. Francis, thank you so much for doing this. Can you just talk a little bit about where you are right now and what it's like outside where you are right now?
Absolutely. So, of course, I'm on the summit of Mount Washington. And outside, if I can show you briefly our current conditions here. I hope that focuses.
Yeah.
We've got wind speed right around 90 miles per hour. We've had a 103 mile per hour wind gusts in the last 10 minutes. And really the cool story there is the wind chill 106 degrees below zero.
What?
Yes.
Wow. So obviously you are not going outside.
We still are. However, we're nice and bundled up here on the summit. When we do have to do our hourly observations, of course, 24/7, 365 up here on the summit.
It's a dumb question to ask. What does it feel like to be in minus 106 degree Fahrenheit? But what does it feel like?
So I did have a tiny sliver of my wrist exposed today, and it felt like a continuous bee sting or like a continuous sort of severe sunburn, just reminding you like, hey, skin exposed. It shouldn't be.
Do you know how quickly would you get frostbite if you were very exposed out there?
In under a minute, and these could.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Are you ever like tempted? Like sometimes when I'm on the air, like in the back of my mind, I'm tempted to just like say something insane that would like derail my career. Are you ever tempted to just like run out naked in negative 100?
I think we joke about it.
Don't do it. Just like I'm not going to do it, you shouldn't do it either. So there are predictions that you might beat all records tonight for the coldest temperatures ever recorded, even as cold what would the record be?
Sure. So the observatory's record goes back to 1932, and that would be 47 degrees below zero. And so we're very close to that. We're actually 46 degrees below zero. I'll switch back to this. Sorry for my. We're right here on the summit, the 6,288 feet mark. So we're about a degree away from doing that. And then the all-time record was actually recorded by the U.S. Signal Service back in 1885. That was 50 degrees below zero. So yeah, at this rate, we may surpass that as well.
Wow, that's exciting. I know you're up there for like a week shift. How much longer do you have in your shift?
About 4 or 5 more days. So pretty much just getting started.
Well, I mean, if you got to be there for a week, it's cool that you're the one there when the record might be broken. I understand there was a door that blew open earlier. Can you show it to me and tell us what happened?
Sure. So I can take you right into our hallway here. This door gets us into our tower, which goes another 60 feet or so above our heads. And yeah, this door was the culprit. It was another level up where there's another. Can you still hear me there?
Yeah, I hear you.
Awesome. Great. So yeah, this door had a steel pin like you see here. It completely snapped off. We had a wind gust around 127 miles per hour directly from the west. And so this door flew open, and it took about 3 of us to close it back so that we could get this new latch. And for good measure, we have this 2x4 in place. But pretty much this door is the only thing between me and the 100 degree below wind chills right now.
So is that ice on the lock that I'm seeing there?
That is, yes. I can kind of run my hand across it for you.
Wow.
Definitely fresh ice there. And I think that's what contributed to the door failing as well. The metal was just so brittle and worn out with the cold.
That stairwell must be really cold.
It is. So yeah, it's cold enough to have snow on it several hours after. And I'm going to show you this window as well. Quite a bit of frost accumulating on there.
Wow. That's really incredible. So Francis, if you could start, I know you're starting to put on some gear.
Yep.
You're gonna. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go outside just to show us how windy it is, or what it's like out there?
Absolutely, yes. We'll go with my headlamp. We won't be able to see too much, but I think we'll be able to see the snow flying around and maybe hear the roar of the wind.
All right. Cool.
So you've got probably long underwear. So how many layers do you already have on?
We're going to step out into the temporary Arctic.
So right now it's about 46 degrees below zero, you said?
I don't know if you can hear that floor. Yeah, of course it's quite dark out, obviously, so it's difficult to see much.
Yeah. I really appreciate it. It's so good talking to you.
Yeah, definitely, and thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Well, I wish you the best.